Hey there folks, how's it going? So did you know that Diablo Immortal has 48 player raids in it? That's right, a 48 player activity that you can participate in. Today in this video, I'm telling you everything you need to know about it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Nemo. Welcome to another Diablo Immortal video. Today, we're going to be talking about Kions Ordeal. This is an endgame activity, part of the cycle of strife, something that's awesome. And today, I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about it. Remember, this video is going to be chapters, so you can skip around at any time you like via those chapters. While you're down there, smash the like button, hit the subscribe. You know what to do to stay tuned to the latest Diablo Immortal content. So what is Kions Ordeal? Well, this activity is part of the Cycle of Strife. Cycle of Strife is an overall PvP endgame activity for Diablo Immortal. I have tons of videos talking about all of the activities for the Immortals, for the Shadows, how the cycle works, all of that good stuff. I'll link a whole playlist for you up top. You definitely want to make sure you check out those videos if you don't know what the Cycle of Strife is. But the entire Kions Ordeal is part of the Cycle of Strife, and it's restricted to just the Immortals. So only the Immortals can participate in this. This is a 48 player raid. Now the way it works is you have 4 teams. So there's 4 teams of 12. All those teams are separated into 4 different portals. So when you start playing the raid, you jump in, you go through portals, 12 each, and you fight a boss. They're called Tormentor. When you fight the boss, there's 4 of them, and each of the teams fights the bosses simultaneously. And the idea here is you have to obviously kill all of the bosses, but you should kill them all within a certain time, because as soon as one dies and the other ones are still alive, they actually get a power-up. So in other words, what you want to do is you want to kill all 4 bosses as close to each other as possible. That way you don't power up the other ones when when one of them dies. That's kind of how it works. And just to step it back a little bit, Kions Ordeal is only available to Immortal Elites or higher. So if you're a regular Immortal member, you cannot enter. That's right, you cannot participate in Kions Ordeal. So you have to be Immortal Elite or higher. The entire raid is initiated or started by the leadership team that has to pay Essentia. You pay Essentia into the raid and you open it up and start it. There are multiple difficulties on it. This right here is difficulty 1. This is the first Kions Ordeal that you're watching on the North American server in the closed alpha. This is the first one that we're running. So as soon as you open it up and start it, the Immortal Elites or higher can get in and participate in this raid. When the Immortals beat the raid, they secure themselves something called the Odessa's Blessing. The Odessa's Blessing will allow the Immortal Vault to be filled up with lots of goodies when all of the adventurers and the Immortals run Elder Rifts. So anybody who's not a Shadow that runs the Elder Rifts is able to basically deposit extra juicy gear into the Immortal Vault, which of course gets distributed at the end of the week to all the rest of the Immortals. Long story short, the Odessa's Blessing means more rewards for all of the Immortals. It also means that we have to refresh it every 7 days. So every 7 days, we have to run Kions Ordeal in order to continually have the Odessa's Blessing. Otherwise, it switches over to the Shadows. Okay, now that makes sense. So the leadership opens up Kions Ordeal by paying the Essentia. The elites get in, kill all the bosses, get everything set up, and secure the Odessa's Blessing, which means juicier rewards, of course, for everybody else, right? That's great. Sounds good. Now, once you beat the Kions Ordeal, you'll come out, and there are rewards. Notice when you beat the boss, they drop rewards as well. So I got myself 1 legendary from the actual boss, from one of the tormentors as we're playing. So that's good. You get that, you get some gear, good to go. When you come out, that's when the whole reward system comes into play. All right, so that's good, no problem. You open up the Kions Ordeal, the leadership does that, the elites get in there, you beat the bosses, you secure the Odessa's Blessing, and then what happens, right? So you come out of the portals, because remember, when you're walking into these 4 separate portals within Kions Ordeal itself, you can only have max of 12 people come into each portal. You can't have more than 12 in each boss. When you come out, all 48 players are back in the center. Now, it doesn't have to be 48, but it's probably going to be 48. I'm sure it will be 48 people participating in this raid. So all 48 come back out. And what kind of rewards do you get? Because the boss himself, when I was back in my portal, when we killed the boss, I got myself a legendary from the drop. Dropped a bunch of stuff. One of them was a legendary. I talked to some other people. Some of them got even 2 legendaries from the boss drop. Okay, that's pretty good. when you come back out, that's when the reward system comes into play. And I say reward because, well, you have a chance for a reward. It's not a guaranteed reward at all. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'll tell you more in the end of this video as far as my opinion about Kions Ordeal, but what ends up happening is you're coming outside and then you have these 6 chests that come out. You have 4 chances. There's 4 separate chances for you to get a piece of legendary or whatever gear. And you have 6 chests, 4 rounds. Think of it that way. The first round, there's 6 chests. The second round, 5. The third round, 4. And then the last round, there's only 3 chests. The way it works is there's circles around these chests. You stand by the chest that you would like to participate in. So in other words, there could be a helmet, or there could be an armor piece. You could have whatever. You kind of get to pick from a group of equipment that you could possibly get. So for me, I wanted a helmet, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go stand by the helmet because that's the that's the legendary piece that I want. My helmet is like, I want to get a better one, so I'm gonna go stand over by it. And the way it works is whoever is standing in that circle at the time, everybody gets a random number. The highest random number gets the random piece of gear. So in round 1, there are 6 chests. Each person can go stand by one of the chests. So the best thing to do most likely will be to split evenly between all of the chests, because once you do, a random lottery happens within that circle. So however many people are standing in that circle, let's say 6. So if there are 6 people that are all standing in that magic helm circle, and that's what they want the magic helm, one of the 6 is going to get this random piece of gear. So a lottery happens. Whoever gets the higher number ends up getting this random piece of gear. And then the next round goes on, 1 chest gets removed. You start with 6 chests, then you go to 5 chests, then you go to 4 chests, and you end with 3 chests. You have 4 chances, and they very much decrease as you go down. 4 chances to get these random pieces of gear. Now, as you notice right here, I didn't get anything. In fact, I went through all 4 and I got absolutely nothing for it. It has nothing to do with your performance or your rank or anything else, to be honest with you. It's totally 100% random. You just gotta get lucky. So what are some of the positives about this mode, right? Kions Ordeal is very cool. I definitely like this mode. Some of the positives are you're gonna get some extra gear or a chance for it, really, which is kind of cool. You're also able to do a weekly activity as a group together. The Immortals are gonna have to do this, or well, should do it in order to keep Diablo's blessing. And Diablo's blessing has to be refreshed once a week, right? So every 7 days, it's going to push them to do this Kions Ordeal, which is going to get you more rewards. Not just you, but all of the Immortals. So I'm sure that a lot of the Immortal leadership will be pushing to do Kions Ordeal. And I like the fact that it's going to get harder and harder, right? Now, I realized that this was a complete walk in the park for us, for our group right here, because remember, this is difficulty 1. We just attempted it for the first time. Plus, we're also like a week ahead, so to speak, because we didn't turn the cycle quick enough, so we had an extra week of leveling. It's like a lot easier for us to run this one. I'm sure that once you get higher and higher in difficulty, the bosses are going to scale. They're going to be much more difficult, and it's going to require, a bit more strategy, maybe splitting up with specific classes and people together in order to take the bosses down and all that. I like it. It's very cool. I also love the whole lore aspect of it, right? Technically speaking, what you're doing is you're protecting Sanctuary. Not technically, you are protecting Sanctuary against the forces of hell themselves. This is very cool. This is exciting. You go in as the Immortal and you perform and you do this. It's a PvP because it's part of Cycle Strife, but yet it's a PvE because you're not fighting against other players. So I really love that. It's a PvPE aspect of the game, and it's definitely cool. There are a lot of positives about Kions Ordeal. The teaming aspect, the whole feel of it, like it really does feel very special. I was very much looking forward to Kions Ordeal in the Cycle of Strife itself. I couldn't wait to get into it. It was just really, really cool. A very exciting mode. There were a lot of positives about it, and I very much like it. And there are some negatives to Kions Ordeal as well. There are things that I do not like about it. Let me talk about that. In fact, there's specifically 2 things that I do not like about it. One is, well, it's not available to everybody, and that's what I don't like about it. Like, for example, this is a really great mode, and I love playing it, but how come the regular Immortals can't participate in Kions Ordeal? I mean, I understand you have to go and fight the forces and all that good stuff and etc., but why do you have to be elite in order to participate, right? See, the way it works is, in general, I feel like You don't want to separate people and put them into groups and give certain groups exclusive access to certain game modes. It just doesn't make any sense to me because it doesn't allow other players to play it as well. So let me put it this way to you. I felt if I was a regular Immortal, I would feel a little disappointed. Because think about it, right? The whole idea is you have to be immortal in order to participate in this. So here you are, you're just a regular good adventurer, or you're a shadow with aspirations of being an immortal. I mean, I have lots of videos talking about like how to get to immortal status and etc. But whether you're accepted or you go through the cycle to become immortal, it's a really big thing. And when you do become immortal, it's like, wow, like I'm immortal. This is awesome. This is exciting. And as soon as you become immortal, you find out that, nope, sorry, you're not good enough. Even though you went through the entire cycle and all of this stuff, sorry, nope, you're not good enough. You have to be Immortal Elite in order to participate in Kions Ordeal. So not only is this activity is only for 500 people out of, let's say, 20,000 or however many people in the server. Not only are you cutting it down to just the 500 out of that server, when you get to that 500, to that exclusive club, to the Immortals, to the best, to all of that good stuff, you still find out that even out of those, only 48 can participate in it, and only the elites. So even if you're immortal, you still can't run Kions Ordeal. It's great mode, but the fact that it's so exclusive is what makes it bad. I feel like not a lot of people are going to even be able to participate in it, right? Like how many people are going to be able to play it? There's 48 total they can get in. Yeah, you can run it, every so often, and it requires the censure in order to push and do this. And I understand in high level, you're probably going to want the best players to get in there so you can actually beat Kions Ordeal, right? Because if you don't secure the Death as a Blessing and all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, like, still, why do you need to be elite in order to play it? I don't know. That's one of the things I don't like about it. Like, I love the mode so much that I don't love that other people can't really play it. Does that make any sense? That's one of my negatives about it. The other negative that I have about Kions Ordeal is the reward system. I mean, it's great that the actual Tormentor, when I played it, dropped the legendary piece of gear for me. And I heard that there were 2 pieces dropped for other people. That's fantastic. But then afterwards, you have a lottery system where you have a chance of getting a piece of gear. Okay. I mean, I don't need participation trophies, If I don't win, I don't win. But here's my point of view here. Here's my side. So here I am. I see, what we talked about in 1, right? I actually went through all of this stuff. I beat, I got into the shadows. I did this stuff. I went through the rite of exile. I became immortal. And then through the immortals, I used my contribution points. I pushed really hard. I did all of my daily reward tasks. I pushed as hard as I could. I completed all the activities. I look forward to all of this Kion stuff until we actually were able to do it. And finally, the Kions Ordeal came around. We scheduled it. I showed up at the right time, coordinated with the rest of the 48 players, or however many players we've had. We all went in at the same time. The leader opened up Kions Ordeal. We got in, we coordinated, we got split into 4 separate groups. We beat the 4 bosses. We did all of that stuff. Super exciting. I come out at the end. I run the lottery, the you're worthy but you might not be lucky thing. I run that and I get nothing. All 4 rounds, I run through all 4 of them and I don't get one single piece of gear. Is that fair? Is life fair? No, because that's what my dad always told me, right? He said, son, life is not fair, he said. and I agree, life is not fair. But at the same time, I should get something for this. I mean, this is not right. Because not only am I in the exclusive club of 500 in the Immortals, right? Out of the however many people in the server, 20,000, 50,000, a million, whatever, however many people in the server, out of those people, I'm in the exclusive club of the 500. And out of all of those 500, I'm in the exclusive club of the Immortal Elites. And of all of the Immortal Elites, I'm in the exclusive club of getting into the Kions Ordeal, which is a 48-person raid. So out of the entire server, I am in the exclusive club of the 48. And even though I am in that club, I still have to sit here and fight and basically leave it up to chance if I actually get something out of Kions Ordeal. And yes, there's 4 rounds of those, 4 rounds, however many people are playing it, but let's say there's 48 players that are playing it. Think about that. It's not a very big chance that you're actually going to be able to get something. There is a very good chance that you're going to walk away with absolutely nothing, just like I did. Now, if you get something, cool, that's awesome, great. If you don't get something, then you're left with a bad taste in your mouth after doing all of the stuff that you did in order to get the Kions Ordeal. I feel like a defender of Sanctuary, the person that takes care of Sanctuary and protects him from hell itself, deserves at least one piece of legendary gear, guaranteed when it drops. That's one of my other negative about it. I kind of feel like everyone should get something. I mean, it's just not right. It's like, for me, whatever. I mean, you tell me what you think about it. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think that's fair? Or do you think I should just, stop complaining and, go up the difficulty and hopefully get something the next time around? I don't know. You tell me. I'd love to hear it down below. But all in all, I absolutely love Kions Ordeal. This is a great mode. I love team aspect type of stuff, playing with the entire team, coordinating, doing that stuff. Like, I can't wait to try a difficulty 2, 3, 4, see how it goes. So the mode is super fun. It's really exciting. And it does make you feel very special. Like you're part of a bigger group, like you're doing something for the entire cause. So I really like that because of, well, that reason. Let me know what you think about the entire Kions Ordeal, what you think about the rewards and all that good stuff. I would love to hear it down below. Thanks so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.